Good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, fellow citizens. I want to contribute to my video, and if you like what you're seeing or you're hearing, just press the bell. It is your future at stake, not mine. I want to ask both major race, and I hate that every time I sit down in front of a camera, I have to address the East Indian descendant and the Afro descendant. It's a reason for this. According to Guyana's so-called independence in 1966, the 26th of May, they claim in the quotation, Guyana is one people, one nation, one destiny. I want it to be changed. It is six people, six nations, one destiny, which is the graveyard. And it looks like many of us are going there quick. Why am I saying this? Under the late Forrest Burnham, the country was run by a dictator beyond the border of our country. We had border dispute with Suriname, Venezuela, and I want to ask all politicians, the modern fools, what become of Mountain Roraima? When there was our national anthem with the British, born in the land of the Mountain Roraima, where it is? Tell me, was it a deal made by the late Teddy Jagan and Burnham to Brazil? I want to know, because these two diseases had no respect for the country, but to use the people and to get what they want. And I said this without an apology. And I also asked you, the Guyanese people, how can Dr. Jagan send his son and daughter to America and Canada, but curse imperialism and capitalism, and America is no good, and send your children to the country called Russia and other communist bloc? One must not forget the 17 or 16 young Guyanese who died in the Cubana airliner off of Barbados that was blown up, and the drop they caused the life of them. Did Barry Jagdeo remember that? Or Mr. Ali? Or Mr. Norton? 16 or 17 young Guyanese was going on a scholarship to Cuba, and the plane was blown off the air up by Barbados, about 1.5 miles off of the beach of Barbados. What a shame to see that our politician talks so much of garbage but do less. But you know what happened? Education means a lot. Since knowing the Indian domination is rice planters, cane cutters, fishermen, and farmers. And out of 200, and at the time 33 to 34,000 Indian descendants, I will give roughly 50,000 they know to read and write more than the rest. Which means we're talking Abi and Ayo, Dongson, Yasa, which is bullshit. While in the black population, 200 or something thousand, India was 7 or 8,000 more. The English language was fluent. They had their little patois and everything else, as you might be aware. But they were more educated, speak fluent English, and they were the most important one that will defend Guyana in case of any disaster. East Indian run to Canada, America, and thanks to Burnham with racism, corruption, where Indian women had, and I said it, had to fuck to hold a job. Many of them rather leave it than surrender to hypocrisy and dominant force from our black brothers who are running the show. And I'm not lying. I could challenge the PNC. So if Mr. Norton, Joseph Harmon, and many more today don't know that, let me ask David Granger, the late president of the country, about what happened in the Amerindian uprising, as they say. When was not the Amerindian? When was the Melvin and Hart people who attacked the police station, and the army went in, and according to information from some Amerindian, many Amerindian women was murdered with pregnancy and raped. And I remember the Catholic and other bring a whole set of Georgetown guy into the city on trucks, at least naked as they were born, just a cloth around them. But yet we black brothers talk about fucking Africans and Africa and how the white man enslaved our ancestors. Ladies and gentlemen, this was only in the 1960s and the 70s. Are we, the black race in Guyana, not ashamed to see what we have done to a nation in their own country? But we talk what the white man done, what we heard, by the way, or what we read because of some corrupt black fucking historian. If the East Indian did not arrive in Guyana, Trinidad, and the Caribbean, Fiji Island as cheap labor, many of you would have still been in the slave camp, as you call it. Slavery was a business. And we talk, as Rodney says, how Europe, as he's smarter than you, he's a white man. Every Guyanese black man says white man. Rodney was the only one who says how Europe underdeveloped Africa. I wonder if we could resurrect him from the graveyard to write the other book, how black people fuck up the Amerindian, fuck their women, kill a few, jail them, followed by the East Indian who's so fucking corrupt. Lock them up, exploit them, but yet we take the lumber, the gold, the diamond, the bauxite, the aluminum, you name it. And then we had an Abigat oil. I call upon Allah, Bhagwan or God, to put an earthquake and destroy the fucking country. Because you, the military, the army and the police with the gun, 98% were black people under Burnham government. Civil servant. And you say you are not racial. Well, I would like to know what is racial, boy. Because the man who wrote the book, and I wouldn't mention it, he should give a fucking award every year as a Nobel Prize. Because I can't understand this. I will not mention it. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to tell you, no crime shall go unpaid. Your young generation shall answer the call. They will die young. They will suffer because of your mistake, said Jesus. The crime that was committed against innocent people. Jesus said it, not me. The children shall answer the call. You're not seeing what's happening? They're dying young. They're running mad. Same goes to the East Indian who don't speak race. But y'all are some of the most covetous, Indian I'm talking about, wicked, treacherous, devious people in Guyana, and y'all don't remember kindness. And y'all believe y'all smarter than everybody. An Indian woman do a video. It's on TikTok, where she spoke of her Indian race. I want to know why when an Indian woman married into a family, she loved the Obia man to feed her husband shit, to turn him against his mother and father and his own siblings. Because he's out of control, for a piece of crotch, he destroy his own family to stay with her. Later, for she to cheat with a neighbor or a friend. Think of it. I'm not accusing y'all. I swear to God, I'm not accusing you. I am calling on y'all. Guyana is not Africa, and it's not India. All right? What happened to the Portuguese? What happened to the Chinese? They don't have rights. What happened to the 40-something thousand European white who was born in Guyana? They don't have rights. Venezuela opened up the border to Guyanese. Suriname opened up the border to Guyanese during Burnham time, thanks to Desmond Hoyt, who make a difference. But I'm asking, will not Guyana open up the border to the Venezuelans or Surinamese? But that is to tell you, Guyanese Indian is a different race altogether. But I have a message to you. Every innocent people y'all killed and y'all locked up because of corrupt black magistrate and judge and politician. Y'all are going to answer it. Where you going to run to? We'll get you. And if we don't get you, I swear to God, we'll get your fucking children or your grandchildren. They're going to answer. What is the sense of living if we cannot live in peace? So we might as well go out in pieces. That's why I love the Arab. They walk in the mosque with the time bomb and blow themselves up to kill every fucking hypocrites. And they do it in other places. What I love with also the Japanese, during the 1940s or 50s, before they get the two bombs in their ass in Japan, kamikaze were crashing the plane into the target that they were fighting. You people ain't seen nothing yet. But I want to tell every Indian and black people in Guyana, once you scratch my skin, willfully I'm going to scratch yours back. You might kill me. You might kill my son. But do you know who's behind us? Every one of you fuckers would answer. Don't let the innocent pay for the guilty. All right? The most racial people in the whole Caribbean with Guyana is Guyanese black people. But at the same time, 70,000 to 80,000, y'all are honorable, God-fearing, kind, decent, and very humble. God can open heaven and accept you. That's 70 to 80,000 blacks. The rest is fucking garbage. I, George Correa, say so. But the Indian, I'm sorry. If God take 10 of you into heaven, and y'all could throw him out and take it, believe it or fucking not, he coming down faster than the devil, Lucifer, and his fallen angel. Because y'all are so fucking corrupt, so covetous, so vindictive, so malicious. That is y'all. But I got a message for you, Mr. Ramjatan. You better get that fucking paper. You and Mr. Nagamutu, Prime Minister, better get that paper that your investigators said my son played guilty to the charge that was created by a drunken coolie named, they call the horseman as Ramdat, and he no good wife named Shamin Mohammed. We don't forget. We pass it down into our generation, and we don't believe in accident, drive-by shooting. We believe in a deliberate act. So if anything happened to us, we may lose a few. But if that time comes, start speaking Portuguese or Spanish or Dutch, because we are not going to rest. Okay? Remember this. We don't hate the Indian man, the black man, the Chinese man, or the white man. But you black people, everything, the white man slave us. The white man this, the white man take our resources. I want to ask all of you in the West Indies and Guyana, what the fuck y'all do with the Arawak Indian and the Bok people in Guyana as the indigenous people? As I said, the indigenous people ruled by two dangerous people, the East Indian descendant and the African descendant. Coffee might be rolling in his grave as a revolutionist, not an opportunist. And don't matter how much bribe you all take, we all have to die and leave it. Queen Elizabeth just dead. Did she take that golden chariot with her? No. Mugabe, did he take all the palace he bought in England and France with him? No. Did he take the car that he was driving in? No. I'm asking y'all this. I call upon the imams of Guyana. I call upon the pandits and the priests to denounce the criminal activity of the corrupt ministers in government. And I want y'all to know there's good ones and bad ones on both sides of the fence. But Venezuela now is fighting for Guyana. And they were fighting for it a long time ago. They're in the war court. And yes, due to the island, I see Mr. Ali doing a lot of improvement. Streets are building, schools are building. People said that the price is too much and whatever. But what did Bonham give to y'all? South Romwell, East Romwell, Roxanne Bonham Garden, Melini Denashama. What did he do to Wisma? And also David Granger is alleged when he was president, he was given free lights and water in Mackenzie or Wisma. That's what they say, I don't know. I'm just saying it's alleged. So if you don't understand fucking English or teach him, it's alleged, don't have to be sure. All right? But what I want to know, what all of us have in common, debt. How much of us think to go to heaven? You think God wants any black people from Guyana who are corrupt and Indian who are corrupt in heaven? He might as well let the Jews rule the world. I feel the Jews should have been in Guyana, not Palestinian country. They would have made Guyana a paradise. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Gina Jagan was not to be the wife of Jenny, was another white woman. But she was removed to put Jeanette. And Jeanette played the game because she's from the Rosenberg family. They were gunned down in 1953, it's alleged, for communism talk in America. She was the architect and designer that if Jagan they get what he want, the Jews are in Guyana, according to information. It's alleged. I wish if that had happened, Guyana would have been a paradise with the Jewish people. Because I don't know how you Indian, corrupt as you are, would have compete with a Jew who, just like you, by the way, love business, love money, and do what is right for humanity in that hemisphere. Y'all will not make it with them. Because whenever you done, there are a lot of great things happen in Israel right now for their people. But you, the Guyanese, you, the East Indian, you are ungrateful. You don't remember who stand at your corner. Right, Mansour? Right, Mr. Vishnu Bandhu? Max Mohammed and many more? Rupert Rupnarai in WPA, who claimed that Rodney was trying to do something in Celeste according to information. I ask of you, when I study the Bible, I compare Judas to be an East Indian from India, love money, and they love the hanging rope. That's why he hung himself. And Peter, another Indian, because Jesus went to that country, India. And Peter, who said he didn't know the man. Those are the display of an Indian race. You turn your back, refusing to stand up with discipline and respect. While the black people still got something above you, they will fight to the last if they know you are right. But Indian, you kill your mother, your father, your brother, your sister for land that don't belong to you. And let it be known to the corrupt judge and magistrate and the police. The government shall and will change. Let me see what Mr. Ali is doing. I hope he do right and start to give the Amerindian people land. Any part of Guyana, the native Indian, who's indigenous people, have a right to get piece of land. And I want to get 40% of the national worth from the oil, the gold, the diamond, and whatever business transpire. Because they didn't came from India. They didn't arrive. And they was not slave. It's their country. You think God wants any one of you from Guyana who think like that? In heaven? Boy, I will wait at fucking hell with the key, because I may have to examine some of you. Hell might be a paradise while heaven might be a place of violence, because you Indian bastards love to fight for nothing. The black people still loyal to the country in many ways, but they are misled. They will defend Guyana. They will stand up for what is right. But you Indians, I call upon you to change for God's sake. Look what's happening to the young generation. They're killing themselves. Accident, drugs, all things. And you, the black man, the same thing. When will you all wake up? So help me God. Wake up for God's sake and make that country a paradise. Let's open up the doors to the people in the Caribbean, the people in Latin and South America, the people in Africa where your ancestor came from, you African descendant, and India. But we must learn to respect the law of the land, respect and worship our God, and live in peace, love, and unity, and stop listening to these fucking so-called politicians that is lying to y'all. They got good ones on the PNC and good one on the PPP. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Guyanese, you are not seeing. These ministers is not giving you anything. Whatever they give you is from the resources of the country. You deserve better. Trust me. You deserve better. And since Mr. Ali went to the UN and condemned the slave trade and called for reparation, Mr. Ali turned it around to the Amerindian. They need reparation and restoration. Do not only talk, act. So far, I'm not challenging you yet. You're doing a little, you're trying, even though you've been accused. And yes, you have a lot of square pegs in wrong hole and opportunities which you'll be careful. Because if Brutus, a blind man, could poison Caesar, be careful with them around you. I don't care who they are. You hear? But remember, whatever crime you bring to innocent people, don't matter where you run, we will get you. And if we don't, I swear, your family shall answer the charge. What you think about that? Y'all can outlive a nation or a family. All right? Remember that. But the Amerindian must be accepted in his country. And you, the black race, stop insulting and humiliating the Amerindian. It's their fucking country. And followed by them is the mixed race. After them and the mixed race is the Chinese and Portuguese. You black people had your chance already. And you Indian. Let's unite and put this country forward or we will end up in a different nation hand. The UN can only do so much, but she cannot stop the bordering country to support a native of your country to go against your government. America done it, Russia do it, England, France do it, and even at times Guyana flag was seen on a ship going to Ukraine, but end up, I think, in Turkey, if I remember right, it's alleged, with a Guyana flag. What comes out of that? But that is not strange, because the late Force Burnham allowed many guns and things to come to Guyana, come out of the ship in Georgetown, but was reloaded back in Mackenzie, back to go to Africa. All right, my friend, I love my country, and it's time for we to unite. Don't trust your politician in PNC, PPP, or APNU. There are 65 members of parliament. They're only talking for you all to see, and they're using y'all. And all the judges, magistrates, and police who beat and kill and lock up innocent people, I call upon the nation to have their name. And don't forget them, for they shall answer in the new court of justice with a better government who will give everybody justice. And therefore, it is time for we to unite and make Guyana a nation of unity instead of segregation. This government is trying, but with a lot of square pegs in round hole, we ain't going no way. All right? So therefore, I want to wish you all the best. And Mr. Ali, keep on doing what you're doing. Less talking, more action. That's what I could tell you. You have a good crew, and stop listening to negative people. And be careful. Have a good day, and may Allah be with you. All the best.